Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you're watching this. As usual, I'm hoping you're keeping fine, you're keeping safe, you're listening to instructions and behaving at home, tidying up your bedrooms, eating your greens and all that kind of stuff, okay? It's important to keep your immune system topped up in these times, okay? Stay healthy. And here I am with my pie t-shirt that some of my very nice year 8 from my previous school bought for me as a goodbye present. I'm still waiting for some of you to show some appreciation, but I'm not losing hope. There must be some nice people between yourselves. Anyway, here we are. We're gonna look at solving equations with fractions, and these can range from the very simple to the bit more complicated. This actually can get quite messy, and some year 10s still struggle with it. So the principle is the same, each and every single one of them. The idea behind how to solve them is exactly the same, and if you apply that concept consistently all the time, you won't have any issues. All right, so this is very basic, but I just want to introduce the concept and show you what the thinking is behind solving equations with fractions. So first of all, here, contrary to what you might think, I actually have two fractions. One of them is x over 3, but the other fraction is actually 6 over 1, because 6 and 6 over 1 are exactly the same thing. Now what I should do, the idea behind this, is to have both fractions with the same denominator. So we are going to try to find the lowest common multiple between 3 and 1, which hopefully, very quickly, everyone should know the answer is 3. So the first fraction, I'm going to leave it as it is. It's just x over 3, because it is already out of the lowest common multiple. 6 over 1, if I want to write it out of 3, it's going to be 18 over 3. And we're pretty much there. Now I just need to get rid of those two denominators. And remember, what I do to one side of the equation, I need to do to the other. And if both sides of the equation are being divided by 3, to get rid of that divided by 3, I need to do the opposite operation. And the opposite of dividing by 3 is multiplying times 3. So x divided by 3 times 3 is just x, and 18 divided by 3 times 3 is 18. You can do the math. 18 divided by 3 is 6 times 3 is 18. So there you go, sorted. That's my answer. X equals 18. Next equation, same story. I've got 4, 3 and 1. So I need to find the lowest common multiple between 1, 3 and 4. Between 3 and 4. And it doesn't take a very brainy person to know that the lowest common multiple between 1, 3 and 4 is 12. So I'm going to have to write everything out of 12. Now think about it. How do I go from 4 to 12? I multiply times 3. So what I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator, because I want to have equivalent fractions. Otherwise, I'm changing the question, I'm going to mess things up. So to go from 4 to 12, I multiply times 3. I need to multiply x times 3. And please don't tell me the answer is x to the power 3. The answer is 3x. X over 3, I need to write it out of 12. How do I go from 3 to 12? Multiply times 4, x times 4 is 4x. And then, to go from 1 to 12, I multiply times 12, so I need to multiply 5 times 12 as well, which is 60. Once I've got all the fractions out of the same denominator. I multiply everything by 12, every single bit in the equation. That gets rid of the denominators like we did before. And what I've got is 3x equals 4x minus 60. And then we're back to simple two-sided equation that we know how to solve, hopefully by now. Remember, I want to have all the numbers on one side, all the x's on the same side. Which side has got the least number of x's? Is the left-hand side, it's only got 3. So those 3 x's are going to come here, and the negative 60 is going to go to the other side. What happens when negative 60 goes to the other side, or if I have to get rid of negative 60 here? Remember, this is a scale, both sides have to equal each other. So if I get rid of negative 60, I need to add 60, isn't it? To turn it into a 0. Negative 60 plus 60 makes 0. So I am adding 60 to both sides. So I've got 60 plus 3x equals 4x. And now I've only got one more small step. I need to get rid of those 3x there. My scale, if I get rid of 3x, I need to get rid of 3x on the other side as well. So 60 equals x. That is my answer. Sorry, I'm running out of space. And that's it. We've solved the equation again. That's my answer. All right. Here I've got another example, just one more, but it's all the same. I've only got two fractions, a 2 and a 3. The lowest common multiple of 2 and 3 is going to be 6. So 6. How do I go from 2 to 6? I need to multiply times 3. Now this is where you need to be careful. If I am multiplying the numerator by 3, or times 3, I am multiplying the whole numerator, not just the x, but the minus 1 as well. I have to multiply everything. Pretend that there was a bracket there. So it's 3x minus 3. And on the other side, the same story. How do I go from 3 to 6? Multiply times 2. Pretend there was a bracket there, and I am multiplying times 2, so I get 2x plus 2. Once every term in the equation is out of the same denominator, I can just get rid of them, or technically speaking, I multiply the whole equation by 6 in order to get rid of the denominators, and I am there. All the numbers to the same side, all the variables to the same side. Typically the decision making criteria is whichever side has got the least amount of the variable, those are the ones I'm going to move to the other side, or I am going to get rid of. The right hand side is only got 2x, so in order to keep my equation in balance, if I get rid of 2x there, I need to get rid of 2x there. So I am taking away 2x from both sides. So x minus 3 equals 2. I need to get rid of the minus 3 there to turn a minus 3 into a 0. To get rid of it, I need to add 3. Both sides of equation, remember. So I am going to add 3 to both sides. X equals 5. Okay, and that is it. So the basic idea behind working and solving equations with fractions is to write every term in the equation with the same denominator. A common mistake that some people make is when you get to this stage, for instance, all we do when we multiply everything by 12 is multiply by 12 divided by 12, it cancels out. That's why I only have the numerators left. Some people, for some reason, they get rid of the 12s, but they will multiply the 3x by 12, the 4x by 12, and the 60 by 12. Makes your numbers bigger, it's just totally unnecessary, okay? That's a mistake we don't need to make. And the other mistake that you need to be careful is here. Remember, pretend there is a bracket, so you need to multiply the whole numerator out. And this is it. So with patience, with practice, with care, rewind the video, walk through the examples alongside me, and you'll be perfectly fine. I hope you paid attention. I hope you find it helpful. Let me know if there's anything I can do to improve. Please keep safe, keep healthy, exercise as much as you can, sleep well, do your work, and let me know what I can do for you. Please take care, have fun, keep working, and see you next time. Bye.